So you're looking to move to the Brighton, Michigan community. We're here today to talk about if it's convenient for you, what's there to do, how close we are to major cities, airport. We're gonna answer all of those questions here today, but congratulations, you're looking to move to our community here in Brighton, here in Livingston County. We're gonna walk you through today on a Google map to give you a better idea, again, of location, amenities, and everything that Brighton, Michigan has to offer. Hi, I'm Chris, and thanks for tuning in to an everything Brighton has to entail video. I'm excited to share our community with you, and let's jump right into it. Brighton, Michigan is at the cross highways of 23 and 96. 96 will take you all the way east and west. If you head east, that's where you're going to get to, downtown Detroit. And then if you're heading west, it's going to be Lansing. Versus the north and south, you're heading north, you're going to be to the Mackinac Bridge, Flint, Saginaw, and then south is going to be to that Ann Arbor community. And that's why a lot of people live in Brighton. From Brighton to Ann Arbor, you're looking at 20 to 30 minutes depending on traffic. When you're talking about Brighton to Lansing, you're talking about 40 to 50 minutes depending on traffic. And then when you're talking about downtown Detroit, so for commuting, when you're talking about Detroit, you're talking about, again, 40 to 60 minutes depending on traffic and highways and routes that your GPS is gonna lead you. So why do people live in Brighton? Convenient. And I've heard it many, many times in Southeast Michigan, it is by far probably one of the most convenient places to live in terms of where you wanna be. If you gotta head north, if you gotta head south, if you gotta head east, if you gotta head west. So that's why a lot of people are deciding to choose Brighton. What's the next reason that people are choosing Brighton? It is schools. It is consistently ranked on statewide rankings. That Brighton High School, which is located right here in the downtown community, this is going to be your Main Street option. Everything west is going to be Genoa. Anything south of the downtown area, or what's considered the Brighton city limit, is going to be Green Oak, and then everything northeast is going to be Brighton Township. Brighton High School, consistently ranked 10 out of 10 on a mich.gov ranking for the most part. That doesn't mean that there's not other great schools in our communities. Heartland is always very highly ranked. Howell is also very highly ranked. Pinckney is also very highly ranked. The trouble is when they start to compare those schools together, that's when there's a discrepancy. But in the big picture, Livingston County schools are always within the 80 to 90 percentile, Brighton specifically, 95 percentile of school rankings. And again, it's very close to that community. The only thing while we're here is I wanted to point out is middle school and elementary school options. There's, I believe, 3 or 4 options in the community for elementary schools. I'll point them out, but we won't zoom in. There is Horing, there is Hawkins, and then there is Spencer, and then there is, I believe it's Hilton. So here's 4. There might be a 5th one out there, but there's 4 elementary schools. Then the next school option would be, I believe it's Scranton, which is the middle school, which is right down here. The next is Maltby, which is an intermediate school. And then it's the high school, which is, again, is that downtown area. All are great ranked schools. All are great ranked within the community and the state. So number one, why are people moving here? Convenience of where Brighton is located and how you can access everything. 2 is schools. Those are by far the top 2 things that I'm constantly having to talk about or talking about when it comes to our community. The next thing would most likely be the downtown area. So we'll do a street view from the roundabout area, heading all the way down. You can't talk about Brighton without talking about what was formerly known as the Pink Hotel, but is now Brewery Becker. Don't have a lot of food options, but it is a staple within this downtown community, especially in summer months with their back patio. Right over here, there's fire pits. Looks like there's an igloo off in the corner. But you can't talk about downtown Brighton without talking about Brewery Becker and the history in that building. It is no longer Bon Gusto. It is now a Mexican restaurant. I'm blanking on the name of it, but we have been there, and it is a great alternative to, Mexican cuisine. Across the street is going to be Bourbons. They have a great indoor-outdoor patio setup, and then an outdoor patio setup, and then obviously indoor dining. Again, you can't talk about Brighton, Michigan without bringing up Bourbons. Always a great option. There's countless boutique stores and countless options for, I believe London Beauty is more or less a makeup store. Across the street is going to be Gina Salon is now Merchant boutique store. It is moving down the road to a new location, but that is currently what's there. It is not Two Brothers Coffee right now. It is Captain's on Main, which is a pizza joint. Again, going back to talking about downtown Brighton cuisine, you can't talk about it without bringing up Brighton Bar and Grill. Always a staple for ours, always a great go-to, and it's never a disappointment every time we get in there. Back to talking about the boutique stores, Bink and Babs, but it's now Sunny on the Corner, which I believe is a bookstore. Running Lab moved across the street. Seems like an old map, but just seeing this view shows the expansiveness of our downtown stores, whether it's restaurants, a brewery, Mexican, other restaurants in terms of options. Sagano is not there anymore. It is now going to be more office fronts and storefronts. But whether it's boutique stores, bookstores, across the street is the new soap shop. There is a furniture store. There's always great options when it comes to downtown Brighton. So when in doubt, head on down and take a little walk, and whatever kind of is fitting your needs at that point in time, you're bound to find something to fit your needs. So I believe Brighton Coffee Shop, Coffee House and Theater is the only coffee shop in downtown Brighton right now. It's a great option. It's massive, great people, great coffee. It's my wife's favorite. It's something that we consistently go to on a regular basis, and it backs up to the Mill Pond. If you're not familiar with Brighton, the Mill Pond always comes up. There is actually a huge renovation that's coming here in 2023 to revamp the Mill Pond and what it has to offer for the community. So be in tune for those things. That's going to be nothing but a good thing for the community in terms of bringing more business and more people down to these downtown areas. Speaking of, in the summer months, spring months, fall months, they're always shutting down Main Street for events and activities. It's something to keep an eye out for, and it's something to always be in tune with. There's something for all families, for all people, whether it's just a couple or it's a family coming out. There's always something that's going to kind of work for you. Italian restaurant across the street, Ciao Amici's, another great location to downtown Brighton. Going down a little bit further, some more office fronts, some more boutique stores. There's a white wedding dress store. I don't know if it's going to say it's Ginopolis, but right here on the corner is a barbecue shop. It does say Ginopolis. It used to be a martini bar and cigar bar. On that corner is the Pound, which is a bar. This used to be a ice cream shop, but is now El Arbol, which is a taco shop. Again, always a great go-to for us. A few jewelry stores in the community. Diamond Factory right here. Cooper Binkley's on the corner. And then Rotterman's across the street. So again, if it's not boutique stores, if it's not restaurants, it might be jewelry that's bringing you down to the Brighton community. We have great options. We're really excited for this to open up. Their sign is now up, but it is a slider bar. There's a few of these slider bars in the community, Farmington Hills, and I believe in I know for one, for sure there's one in Farmington Hills. There might be one in Royal Oak, but this is going to be a slider bar. There's some waits on licensings and things like that, but they're working through those things. So hopefully that's in our community here in 2023, and another great option for, you know, downtown dining. I'm only looking at it, so I'm going to think about it. Total cluster fudge, dessert options. You know, if it's not dinner, if it's not breakfast, you know, it's dessert. Total cluster fudge is always a great option for people with a sweet tooth. Speaking of sweet tooths, blank slate is a consistent choice of ours. It is a, I don't know if it's a small batch ice cream shop, but it is a ice cream shop that has a lot of specialty flavors. I believe this is their second location, first location being in Ann Arbor. Great for the community. It's something that we don't have. We do have a Dairy Queen, an old school Dairy Queen that I will click past really quick. While we are here, I will talk about kind of three staples that are always options here, Brighton, for one dining or bar goers. Jameson's, they have a dueling piano bar. Champs, a classic in the community for years. And Stouts, but which is now Label, and that's transitioning to be a not a new restaurant, obviously, but it's going to be a new headline of a restaurant in our community, and branded within that owner owns Labels, Champs, and a few other restaurants here in the Livingston County community, that is. I'm gonna click down here really quick because I wanted to show two things. Old school Dairy Queen, there's always a line for summer months. And then Stillwater, which is on the west side of the Mill Pond, is another great restaurant in our community, always a favorite of ours. And I will end the street view with one of our favorite restaurants that we are always going to, me and my wife and our family. It is new, and it is called Single Barrel Social. There used to be a Tex-Mex restaurant there, and it is now Single Barrel Social. It's got various hours, I believe Wednesday through Sunday, Monday and Tuesday. And it might be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday that they're closed, but Tuesday through Saturday for sure, or Wednesday through Saturday for sure. And it is on the north end, which we'll get back to this right here. It is on the north end of of the Mill Pond. We walked through that downtown area. We went up a little bit to look at the blank slate and the few bars on the corner, the Stillwater, the Dairy Queen, and then obviously we ended at the Single Barrel Social. That kind of entails what downtown has to offer. When you talk about downtown, you also have to bring up the communities. Where are people living in downtown? Well, there's two options for kind of like the original downtown locations or neighborhoods here. And these are going to be your 1900 homes to your 1940 homes, and maybe even some 1950s, 60s homes. There's a strip of a few homes and communities right here. Again, 1900s to 1940s. When you scroll a little bit further south, this is going to be your newer communities, your 1960s to 1970s, and then it's going to be your 1980s, 1990s, and various condos throughout, which we can always click through those at another date to kind of specifically talk about what those communities look like. But you're going to see your condos, your 1980s and your 1990 houses, your 1970s, 1960s houses, and then your 1940s and on up there closer to the downtown area, which just makes sense. Originally, they wanted to be as close to the downtown areas as possible, and that's that. When it comes to what's there to do in our communities, there's a few great things that Brighton has to offer, and I have been saying it for years, that we have some of the best outdoor opportunities that any community has to offer. We have Island Lake, which is on the cusp of Brighton Township and Green Oak Township. And then we have Brighton State Rec Area, So all of this is going to be Brighton State Rec area, and there's campgrounds, there's lakes, there's trails, there's horseback riding. There's a lot of, and that has everything. This is a state park. Island Lake is also a state park. I was going to say it was a metro park, but that is also a state park. So same amenities: lakes, rivers, trails, horseback riding, mountain biking, so on and so forth. There's too many golf courses to point out on this walkthrough, but one in particular that our community is very well known for is Oak Point. It's got 36 holes, so two 18-hole courses, and it is renowned throughout the state and maybe even the country. The last thing that I wanted to point out in terms of outdoor activities, I can't click through all of the lakes that we have to offer. East and West Crooked Lake, Brighton Lake, Woodland Lake. There's too many lakes to count, but that's also a very Michigan thing. When you're out in this community and you're out in Livingston County, there's always great lake options and lake options for you if you are looking into those lake homes. But Mount Brighton, it is owned by Epic, which is a Vail Resorts. They purchased that a few years ago, put a lot of money into it, and they're doing a great job. They have a great restaurant there, they have a great process there, and it's a staple in this community in terms of winter sport activities. So if it's not summer on the lakes, it's gonna be winter on Mount Brighton. And it's a great resource to go and have a little fun, but then also get your family out west, practice, train here, and then get out that way. Last thing I wanted to talk about, so we hit the conveniences of location, the schools, the record award schools, the downtown area in terms of restaurants, bars, boutique shops, jewelry, restaurants, or dessert spots, and then outdoor activities, the state parks, Mount Brighton, the Oak Point Country Club, and we'll do some walkthroughs in some of these communities to get a better idea. And maybe we'll even do a community video for these. We do have a video for the state parks, so definitely check those things out. The last thing I wanted to point out is our grocery options. We do have Meijer, we do have a Kroger and a Bush's option, and we do have a Costco. So and I feel like a lot of people favor some of those grocery stores more than others. The fact that we have Kroger, Bush's, Meijer, Costco, we're kind of covering all of those bases. The only thing that we need in the Brighton community, we do have an Aldi's. The only thing that we don't have in this community, and Aldi's is roughly right about there, is a Whole Foods, a Plum Market, or a Trader Joe's. So to be determined, or soon, hopefully we'll have one of those in our community. It's only a matter of time. So cool. Walked you through a lot of the basics of the Brighton community. Again, congratulations that you're looking to set roots with your family here in this community. It's convenient, it's family friendly. There's countless things to do year round, whether it's community based or outdoor based or lake based. We're here and we're helping people every single day like you, whether it's 10 days or 100 days, we're always here to help. Click the link in the description, shoot us a text, shoot us a call. We're here as a resource and as a guide to people coming into this community from other communities outside, and that's exactly why this video exists. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you in the next one, and have a great day.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to use those like, comment, and share buttons below, and don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel @PatLots Real Estate for more helpful home buying and selling tips. Want a free comparable market analysis? Scan that QR code on your screen, or visit our website at www.patlots.com and fill out the request form. There's lots to love in Livingston County.